He stole every single game I owned. Doom 2, The Settlers, Monkey Island gone. But the worst part, he laughed at me for being a Queen fan. Said Freddie Mercury was just a gay freak. So I mailed his ultra-Catholic father a letter pretending to be from an AIDS foundation, thanking his son for coming out. What happened next? Chaos, screaming, groundings, and sweet, sweet revenge. If you've ever been screwed over by someone who thought they'd never get caught, and you've dreamed of getting the perfect revenge, hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up. Because this story, it's 90s petty, printer paper perfect, and still legendary 30 years later. The 90s were a weird and wonderful time. Before the internet was in every pocket, before online game stores, or Steam libraries, or Google Drive, we had floppy disks. Tray by hand, word of mouth. And for kids like me and my best friend, video games were our lifeblood. We saved for months to import PC games from overseas, real boxed originals. Games like Doom 2, Monkey Island, The Settlers. We didn't just play them, we lived them. And because games weren't cheap, we shared everything. Swapping discs, copying them carefully, including those weird 90s copy protection schemes. It was a small act of rebellion, but it made our passion affordable. That was our little world. Until he showed up. Let's call him Chris. New kid, flashy, smug, the kind of guy who bragged before he blinked. His uncle, apparently, had a massive stash of games. Stuff we'd only read about in international PC mags. He saw what we had and said, "Hey, I'll trade you for some of mine." At first, we thought we'd struck gold, so we handed over some of our rarest treasures, our original copies. In exchange, we got floppy disks that looked fine on the outside, but when we loaded them up, errors, corrupted files, missing copy protection wheels. It was like someone gave you a Ferrari with no engine. And it kept happening. Game after game. We'd give him pristine originals and get back trash. Or worse, nothing. To make it sting even more, some of the games he did return had scratches, stickers peeled off, broken plastic cases, and every time we asked for replacements, he just shrugged or laughed. The message was clear, you're suckers. And I've won. But it wasn't just the games. Chris loved pushing buttons, especially mine. He found out I was a Queen fan, especially Freddie Mercury. Said I was into gay music. That Freddie was probably dying of AIDS because he deserved it. I was 14. Shy. Different. And I loved Queen. So yeah, it hit hard. Worse. He'd say this crap in front of other people. Laughing. Mocking. Looking to get a reaction. And because he came from this ultra-conservative, ultra-religious family, he acted like he was untouchable. His mother, hardcore Catholic. His father, the kind of guy who probably thought rock music literally summoned demons. He was safe, smug, and we were angry. Then came the event. Our class was sent to this AIDS awareness event hosted by a health foundation. Lots of information about safe sex, being respectful of LGBTQ plus people, how the disease spreads, especially important post Freddie Mercury's death in '91. And at the end, they handed out free flyers, pamphlets, even branded condoms. We grabbed extra, but not for the reasons you think. We had one huge advantage over Chris, a home computer, and an inkjet printer. In 1994, that made you a freaking god. So we crafted a letter. Not just any letter. A perfectly formatted, official, looking response from the same AIDS foundation that hosted the event. Logo. Copied. Language. Professional but kind. Tone. Oh, it was perfect. Dear Chris, thank you for your letter. We understand it's difficult being open about your sexuality, and we're proud you're asking questions. Enclosed, you'll find answers to many of your questions and a few condoms. Please remember to always practice safe sex. With pride. Foundation name. We folded it, added all the flyers and condoms we collected, then mailed it to Mr. Chris's last name. Yes, his dad. Not Chris. We dropped it in the mailbox and waited. A week passed. Nothing. Then, boom. We heard about it before we even got to school. Apparently, his mother opened the envelope. She screamed, cried, accused him of hiding sinful secrets. His dad, red in the face, grounded him for weeks. Chris didn't even come to school for 3 days. When he came back, he was pale, quiet, and twitchy. Word had already gotten around. People whispered. Nobody knew the truth, and he sure as hell wasn't going to explain. But best of all, he thought it was real. He actually believed the AIDS Foundation had mailed that to his house because he'd accidentally come out at the event. The guy who mocked me for liking a gay singer was now getting lectures from his priest about damnation. Grounded, monitored, poetic. Eventually, Chris got suspicious. We'd been a little too eager to ask him how it all went. Probing, smirking, and finally he snapped. You did this, didn't you? At first, we played dumb. But a few days later, we cracked. We told him everything. The printer, the letter, the condoms. That day ended in the principal's office with his parents present. Yeah, that part sucked. But even the principal had this faint look on his face like, okay, this is messed up, but also wow. We got a warning. Maybe a detention. Chris, he was still grounded, still humiliated, and he never stole another game again. To this day, 30 years later, I still remember the look on his face when he realized he'd been played. All that arrogance, gone. The guy who thought he could steal from us, mock us, bully us, reduced to a punchline in his own home. And yeah, maybe it was extreme. Maybe it was mean. But when you spend months being taken advantage of, mocked for your identity, and treated like garbage, sometimes revenge is just justice served creatively. Looking back, maybe I wouldn't do it the same way today. But that prank, that revenge, it wasn't about being cruel. It was about reclaiming power and letting someone feel, for once, what it was like to be the target. If that revenge hit you right in the justice nerve, smash that like button. Fire. Comment below. What's your most satisfying revenge story? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life revenge tales, where karma gets a little creative. Until next time, stay smart, stay savage.